to the hottest professional wrestling in Miami today. This is ICW TV. I'm Blake Chadwick alongside Richard Tingle, and folks, another two first-round matchups in the ICW Heavyweight Title Tournament. In our opener this week, the power is ready to explode as BJ Murdoch and Barrington Hughes, over 750 pounds of power. Look it up.
Absolutely. These two guys are already tag team partners. They're brothers. So this match is going to be amazing.
And you want to see a contrast of styles? Stay tuned for the main event. International superstar Jonny Vandal goes one-on-one with former two-time ICW champion Jordan Rayner. Now, let's head to ringside for ICW action.
The Juggernaut, Murdoch!
What does that mean? This boy needs therapy. That boy needs therapy.
They also make house tea. The big cross, Barrington Hughes!
All we need is a Chico, we can make a score. Yes!
Unstoppable force, immovable object.
And what about Chuck?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, ICW TV starts this week with another first-round match in the ICW Heavyweight Title Tournament. But Richard, these two men, they might not be wearing matching gear today, but you see that handshake, you see that embrace in the center of the ring, that sign of mutual respect. BJ Murdoch and Barrington Hughes, over 750 pounds together. They are collectively known as the Power. They are the current reigning and defending D1PW Tag Team Champions, but today they have come to ICW for one purpose, and that is to win singles gold.
Absolutely. This tournament's been full of nothing but surprises. I mean, you go down the matches and everything that's happened so far. But here's the biggest one so far. Both of these guys, tag team partners, brothers, in such a deep way. To see them is almost tragic having to go against each other.
From what I understand, Richard, ICW between last week's episode and this week's episode have reinforced the ring to make sure it can contain this nearly 1,000 pounds of sheer human force that are about to go head-to-head.
Well, look at all that humanity in the ring. These guys are two big monsters. It's almost like watching King Kong and Godzilla go at it here.
Taking a look at the tail of the tape here, BJ Murdoch, 300 pounds from Danbury, Connecticut. Barrington Hughes, 460 pounds. As there's a big scoop slam by the big crush Barrington Hughes, the native of Montego Bay, Jamaica.
I think Montego Bay felt that one.
And Barrington Hughes goes for the handshake here. Once again, a sign of mutual respect. BJ Murdoch wearing the traditional power gear, while Barrington Hughes wearing his big crush outfit. And you almost wonder here, Richard, is this a sign of BJ Murdoch maybe being on a different page than Barrington Hughes?
I wouldn't be surprised by it. BJ, you know, both of these guys, deep feelings for the other one. They're tag team partners in every sense of the word here. But, you know, BJ just may not want to let it go. BJ may want to keep in mind, this is my tag team partner.
And these two now staring each other down. Murdoch's starting to get a little frustrated here. He's off the ropes. Oh! And Hughes is going to send him to the outside, staggering into the guardrail. So this mutual respect might go by the wayside very quickly.
Well, I don't think it's a lack of respect. I think it's just, you know, the Big Crush has the big prize in mind here. He's got that goal set in his eyes. Well, we're talking opportunity. We're talking chances here.
And BJ Murdoch back into the ring after jawing with some fans. Murdoch, that unpredictable brawling type style, he calls himself the Juggernaut. And you wonder if that brawling style might not favor him here, because if he gets disqualified, that's just as much as a pinfall loss.
Well, a loss is a loss. It doesn't matter how it happens, no doubt about that, Blake. And he needs to be careful. You don't want to lose your temper, and he's been known to do that. So it's something you got to be wary of in a match like this.
Hughes has him into the corner here. He's going to measure him up. All 468 charging in. Nobody home. And Murdoch now. Look at him focused. Big BJ Murdoch off the ropes. And the face wash to Barrington Hughes. And the big man goes crashing face first to the mat. 468 pounds crashing down. And BJ Murdoch is in control.
That's a lot of abuse for this ring to take.
Barrington Hughes debuted 4 years ago as an enforcer. And for the last 2 years has been partners with this man. Also partners with another man in the ICW heavyweight title tournament. Oh, and he's going to ram him face first right into that ring post. No padding or protection out there, Richard.
Oh, no, that's all metal. Barrington Hughes has come a long way from where he started. You know, there's no doubt about that.
And BJ Murdoch, not the first partner of Barrington Hughes, also teaming with Jordan Rayner, known as the Hardliners, back in the early 2010s. But those two came to blows, and it seems like Barrington Hughes trying to keep this partnership alive with BJ Murdoch, but this could be a powder keg ready to blow right here in Miami, Florida.
I hope so. These guys have gold together. What's going to happen when they have to defend it?
Very good point there, Richard. But that ICW heavyweight title clearly means enough to these men to go to blows here this afternoon. As referee Chuck Orange maintains order on the outside.
Did he spit in his face?
As these guys working around the ringside area here.
You see the crowd moving away. I don't blame them. Any of these guys fell over the railing.
But Richards, oh my! As BJ Murdoch gets dumped over onto some chairs, and I think he got taken out right there. As BJ Murdoch, as the crowd is sent scurrying here.
There's splinters in the wake here.
As the massive Barrington Hughes making his way around here. And there's BJ Murdoch. Richard, is he going to hit his tag team partner with that steel chair?
We just may see it.
And these two going back and forth here. But Richard, something we have to keep in mind, if these guys get counted out, whoever they're going to be taking on in the quarterfinals gets an automatic bye into the semifinals if there is a double countout.
Oh, someone may have a free ride into the next round, that's for sure.
And you got to think everybody in the ICW heavyweight title tournament has their eyes fixated on their television sets right now for this episode of ICW TV, because if these men get counted out, certainly someone's going to be able to advance without winning a second matchup.
Why wouldn't they be intrigued by this? Look at this, you have two monsters, these two guys going at it. Barrington just throwing BJ Murdoch here. He's tangled in those chairs. And what's going to happen?
They're blazing a trail here all throughout the ICW arena.
I mean, this has me absolutely enthralled, not only because of the complications, the implications of what's going to happen in the tournament, but these two guys are tag team champions in D1PW. Like I said, what's going to happen when they have to defend those belts?
And Richard,
going to defend them.
And Richard, this thing looks like it's gotten pretty personal. Utilizing chairs, barricades, the fans, and these guys are spilling out all into the crowd here. Chuck Horn again trying to maintain some order.
They're trying to get this back into the ring, and I'm not sure it's even going to make it that way.
Horn has certainly been lenient with his count.
He understands the importance of a match like this.
Indeed. A clean finish in this one. You don't want to see a double count out or a double disqualification.
Well, it's no doubt we see how important this gold is to the Big Crush Barrington Hughes.
And the Big Crush now makes his way back to the ringside area as BJ Murdoch trying to crawl back to his feet. The fans starting to file back into their seats.
Barrington Hughes giving the fans, I guess, what they've been asking for here. Listen to the crowd.
They're chanting ICW very much behind him here. Coming out this afternoon for this episode of ICW TV. We got a great main event coming up for you in just a little while. Another quarterfinal matchup, or rather, excuse me, another first-round matchup with a spot in the quarterfinals on the line in this ICW heavyweight title tournament. And Richard, these guys have not been in the ring for a good 4 or 5 minutes now, and Chuck Warren is back on the count.
He's finally doing it.
And I'll tell you what, these guys are going to have to get back in there sooner. He's going to be forced to cause the double count out here.
Look at this, you got chairs of wood flying everywhere. You got metal stairs flying everywhere. Heaven and earth is being moved here. I think I just saw the ring move a couple of inches from when they rammed into it.
The steel steps are moved, and now BJ Murdoch being taken right into the ring post there by Barrington Hughes as the Big Crush pulls him in right there as he goes chest first right into that ring post.
We're up to seven on the count. We're seeing an epic battle between these two.
Chuck Warren now, he's about to count to 9. He's at 9, and Hughes is going to send Murdoch back in. We nearly saw that double count out. And Chuck Warren here checking in on BJ Murdoch, making sure he's able to continue. Oh, wait a second. And he goes back and administers the count. He finishes it off, and just like that, BJ Murdoch's going to win the match. Richard, what barely did you see? Puts BJ Murdoch in the ring, doesn't follow him back, and he costs himself the own match.
I don't understand this. I'm confused.
As BJ Murdoch has now advanced on into the quarterfinals, we're waiting on an official word from referee Chuck Warren and our ring announcer.
What just happened?
As BJ Murdoch's hand is being raised, but I can certainly tell you right now, Richard, BJ Murdoch does not feel like a winner.
He doesn't look like one either.
Take a look at the shock on his face. BJ Murdoch can't believe just went down. He takes out his former partner. What a brawl between these two men. But the Big Crush Barrington Hughes ends up screwing himself by throwing BJ Murdoch back into the ring. And the juggernaut, BJ Murdoch, has advanced to the quarterfinals.
This has been surprise after surprise after surprise. Blake, what next? What possibly can happen next?
What happened? Let's go. Well, Richard, BJ Murdoch somehow winning that matchup, he gets found out. Barrington's going to cost himself out. He saw this chaos, sheer chaos, but BJ Murdoch is marching on into the quarterfinals. Now, let's head backstage with Dan Ragu. He's standing by with the sexiest man in professional wrestling, Flex Mangnum.
Dan Ragu here at ICW Backstage. I'm here with Flex Mangnum. Flex, what do you think about tonight's events?
I think it's going to be a really exciting event. It's ICW Fan Fest, the rebirth of ICW after a couple of years, and more importantly, the first step towards Flex Mangnum becoming the ICW Heavyweight Champion. That's right. It doesn't matter who my opponent is tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It makes no difference. I will become the ICW champion. And not only will be the ICW champion, but I still, as always, the sexiest man in professional wrestling. And ladies here at ICW today, don't even think about coming close to touching this sexy body unless you're a supermodel. And only then if I give you permission. Mark my words, when I'm the ICW heavyweight champion, there will be nothing that will be able to stop me. And all the women, not that they don't want to now, all the women will be wanting to get near me. But there's a lot of fat hogs in that audience right now, and I don't want them anywhere near me. I know we're pretty close to Cuba, and all I want is the hot supermodels from America. So mark my words, today is the first step on Flex Mangnum becoming the ICW heavyweight champion.
Well, there you have it. The Flex Express is heading for the ICW Championship.
Folks, ICW TV will be back in just a second after a word from our sponsors, but when we come back, Dan Ragu is going to be standing by with a couple of competitors.
High Spirits, your one-stop shop for custom designs. Visit our website and get an in-depth look at what we do. Custom apparel, custom web design, and even custom t-shirts. We'll provide all the tools you'll need to make an unforgettable shirt. Visit us at highspiritsdesign.com.
Resurgence! Join ICW at the Polish America Club on Saturday, May 16th, where South Florida's biggest superstars will go head-to-head in the ring. Tickets are 10 in advance and 15 at the door. We'll see you there.
In need of insurance, Manny Morin is your State Farm insurance agent. Visit him at mannymorin.com where you can get a quick insurance quote on the things that matter the most to you. He's been a State Farm agent since 2000 and he's ready to help you. Give him a call at 305-598-5821.
Roy O here, backstage at ICW Fan Fest. I have with me Mykal Manix. Michael.
Whoa! Hey! What is that? Cannabis for men? That's awesome. Listen, next week I have a match with my former partner, Maxx Stardom. We're going to go one-on-one in the first round of a tournament that in all reality should have... He doesn't know tomorrow.
Bro, isn't that your favorite song, dude?
It is! Oh!
What he was saying was that next week, when Maxx Stardom beats him in the first round for the ICW Championship, I'll go on to become the first ever return of the ICW Championship.
Yo, check this out. Hey, everything he said is accurate. I'm going to go ahead and enter the tournament and become two-time ICW champion. Stardom, listen, you and I go way back. I am sorry that I have to tell you this, but it's going to be way easier for you to come in next week and just lay down. Just lay down. Do yourself a favor. I haven't been in the ring in a while, and I have that itch, and I don't want to hurt you, bro. So let's just go in there, make it an easy night. We'll both get paid, and we'll go home, relax. And when I win the tournament, I'll give you first dibs at that title, bro.
Oh, you know. That's what we'll do.
I have to give you first dibs just so you can get a taste because you've never held that title. I'm sorry. Mykal Manix is going to win that tournament, buddy.
Oh, are we done?
Yeah, man. Bring back my song.
Back to you guys.
Well, folks, we just heard from the system right there, or should we say the former system, as Maxx Stardom and Mykal Manix will hook it up in a couple of weeks here on ICW TV in our final first round matchup. But Richard, now let's head to ringside for maybe the biggest contrast of styles in this tournament, as the former two-time champion Jordan Rayner goes one-on-one with international superstar Jonny Vandal.
A first round match in the tournament for the ICW Championship. Introducing first, from Brooklyn, New York, weighing 350 pounds, Jordan Rayner.
All right, Richard, ICW TV rolls on. Richard Tingle alongside Blake Chadwick here, calling all the action. And Richard, we saw an interesting matchup there in our first match of this episode. BJ Murdoch and Barrington Hughes. The power explodes, and Murdoch wins by countout. He's marching on into the quarterfinals. And here comes the massive Jordan Rayner. We are talking about one of the biggest men in ICW history. 6'6", 342 pounds, and a former two-time ICW champion. His first reign was only a day, but his second reign lasted 4 months. And I have to believe if he has a third reign, it's going to last even longer.
Look at this guy. Would you believe they actually called him Tiny at one point?
I certainly wouldn't call him tiny.
Well, they did, but that was way back when he first started. But look at this guy now, and he's towering over everybody. I mean, look how taller he is than that top ring rope and how big he is.
And the international superstar has returned to ICW. The native of Miami, Florida, the current D1 PW heavyweight champion, a 13-year pro. There is not a man who has accomplished more than Jonny Vandal in this state over the last couple of years, traveling all over the state, competing for the WWE. Vandal has really made a name for himself, and what a way to start the ICW Heavyweight title tournament for him, going one-on-one with Jordan Rayner. Richard, this match right here is worthy of the final round.
Oh, this match, to a lot of people, this match is going to be something else. You talk about international stars, and ICW brings it. Vandal, this guy's been around the world several times over, and sure, Vandal may be a couple of inches shorter here, and he's looking up to the big guy, Jordan Rayner, but it's not going to be that easy for Jordan Rayner.
And listen to that knife edge chop by Vandal, trying to chop down the big tree. Vandal 5'8", 185, Rayner 6'6", 342. And look at that avalanche, takes down Vandal, and I don't care how far you've traveled, I don't care who you've wrestled, you can't go toe-to-toe with a man that size.
No, you got to be smarter than that.
And Rayner, stiff shot right to the throat, picks him up, and look at him pick him up with just ease right there, and a big scoop slam.
That's what Rayner needs to do. He needs to keep on top of Vandal. Stop looking towards the fans. Stop looking for appreciation here. Get the job done. Pick Vandal up, slam him down.
Rayner's got him, sends him for a ride. And a big boot to the face sends Vandal crashing right to the mat.
I think his face completely disappeared. That was all Rayner's boot.
And this crowd here in Miami, Florida at the ICW Arena has to certainly be appreciating the card that was made for the 16-man tournament based on the fact, again, Richard, this match worthy of the finals.
Oh, no kidding. Look at these guys. Like you said, Vandal, an international star. Rayner with a lot of history here in ICW. And just look at the size of the guy. He's a monster.
And Jonny Vandal has not accomplished nearly as much as Jordan Rayner in ICW, so in a way, in front of these fans in this region, could make Rayner the odds-on favorite.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. Like you said, the fans know him more.
And he goes for that big boot again, well scouted by Vandal, and Rayner gets caught up there in that top rope, and Vandal just drops it down. Presence of mind by Jonny Vandal to capitalize, and Rayner now has a bum right knee.
And that's what Vandal needs to do. He needs to think this match over. He needs to be smarter than Rayner.
And Vandal gonna go to town here, and a dragon screw leg whip takes down Jordan Rayner.
And here's the beauty of what he's doing now, working on that knee. You take the knee out from Rayner, he's not getting up. And everything that matters to Rayner enables him to be standing. Rayner's not a good defensive wrestler.
And Richard, you make a great point right there. If you can chop down this big tree to your size, Jonny Vandal's certainly gonna have much more of an advantage right there. And you gotta wonder, in his native hometown of Miami, Florida, the crowd in ICW seems to be very much behind Big Jordan Rayner.
I mean, think about it. I don't care how big you are. You're the same size as everybody else when you're laying flat on your back.
And he drops that elbow right on the knee of the big Rayner. And I'll tell you what, Jonny Vandal has certainly brought his A-game tonight. What a game plan he diagrammed here to chop down this big tree of 6'6", 342 pounds. And once again, dropping the elbow right there. And Jordan Rayner now, that left knee has serious damage inflicted. Very well could have some ACL, MCL, any kind of meniscus damage at this point based off of Vandal's moves.
Well, you look at the size of Jordan Rayner, look how much weight he's carrying around. Look how big that guy is. Those knees take a lot of abuse to begin with. When you get someone like Vandal who knows how to pick apart the body like that, those are going to be toothpicks when he's done.
Picks him back up to a vertical base. I don't know how smart that was by Jonny Vandal. And he puts him there into the rope there, and he's just latching it in. And Jordan Rayner's left leg has to be all kinds of beat up right now. He can't put any pressure. Look at Richard, he's standing on his toe. He can't put any pressure on it. And he sticks that right boot up and hits Vandal, but he can barely do that on one leg.
And that's when you see how he's sticking to the corner too.
As Rayner here,
watch him hobble.
Hits him there, but once again, that left knee nearly gives out on him.
And there you see it. He's hobbling. He's going to have a hard time. Don't do it.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And that could very well be coming with Jordan Rayner when he's got Jonny Vandal in position. And there's a big front slam.
And did you see how he struggled with it, though? That wasn't a show of strength. He wasn't showing off. Jordan Rayner was struggling, holding him up, and that's all because of the knee.
And there's the running splash. 1, 2, and 2.5.
Not quite. You're not going to get him that easy.
And Jordan Rayner sensing desperation now. And look at the frustration here on his face. He thought that was going to be enough to take out the international superstar.
Not quite, not quite.
picks him back up to a vertical base. He's gonna put him in position.
It's over now!
Here it goes for a power. Sunset flip by Vandal. 1, 2, oh. And Rayner kicks out.
And there's that quickness of Vandal. What Rayner needs to do is use his weight as an advantage. He shouldn't have to pick Vandal up. He needs to sit on top of Vandal.
He's got him. He jacks him down with that power bomb. 1, 2, 3, oh! And I thought that was going to do it. 2 3/4. And Richard, what else can Jordan Rayner possibly throw at Jonny Vandal if he's going to kick out from that power bomb?
Do it over and over and over. If it doesn't work once, hit him again twice. It may take 2 or 3 tries, but you got to keep hitting him.
He's got him back to the ropes. Irish whip, ducks underneath the clothesline. Vandal on the ropes. Basement drop kick. Chops Jordan Rayner down one more time. And Vandal too worried about the crowd, but he hits him with that super kick while he's on his knees. Second time's a charm. And Vandal now could very well put him in position for sweet dreams. And a third time, that's 3 super kicks from Jonny Vandal, 2 and 3, and that's gonna do it. And Jonny Vandal is on into the quarterfinals.
Like I told you, he's got to do it over and over and over. You may not get him the first time, you may not get him the second time, but that third time definitely was the ticket.
Well, folks, it looks like David was able to overcome Goliath as Jonny Vandal dispatches Jordan Rayner, and he's marching on in to the quarterfinals.
There you go, the talent of Jonny Vandal overcoming massive size.
Certainly a great job by Vandal. He's on to the quarterfinals. Remember, stay tuned in the coming weeks here on ICW TV for quarterfinal action. Next week, the final first-round matches. But folks, for this week's episode of ICW TV, for Richard Tingle, I'm Blake Chadwick. Thank you for joining us on ICW TV.